Bonjour tout le monde. If you're here for the first time, I'm Christine Can, founder of Simply French Online and creator of the Real French Method. I help you speak French easily so you can have real conversations. That's realistic, effective, adventurous learning. And that's what my REAL stands for. And it's to build your confidence rapidly in speaking French. I do this in free lessons like this one online, private lessons, and my superb conversation group, Conversation Cafe. Now, today we're looking at the alphabet. I'm really excited to get started with the alphabet, even though it's very, very simple. You can get the alphabet from anywhere. You can go on YouTube, you can look in a book, you can just recite it. But I like to do things slightly differently. And what I like to do is show you ways of remembering the difficult letters and show you how to pronounce them as well. So it's not just reciting. Lesson 14 is how to learn the alphabet. It's not just the alphabet itself. So what's interesting is the way we're going to be saying this, because reciting the alphabet by heart will not get you speaking French fluently. It's good to know your alphabet. You'll be able to spell when people ask you your name. You'll be able to make sure when you're asking for new words how to write it. Those things are really important. But it's the sounds that you're making when you're reading that make sense. And visual learners also like to see when things are being said to them, how it looks on paper. So you're going to have to ask, comment ça s'écrit? Comment ça s'écrit? How do you spell that? How do you write it? Now we're going to look at some astuces to put the alphabet to good use and some neat little tricks. And I found this little beaver and castor walking out in the mountains one day, and he was pushing this huge rock. Just thought it was cute. He's pushing the alphabet because actually it doesn't need to be so hard. And we're going to look at how to remember those things that people, English people or English Anglophones find hard with the French alphabet. And how to remember? Well, the thinking process and the application make the biggest difference. So memorizing is only the first step in learning. There are many steps, and the more steps you take, the easier it will come. It's the thinking and the application and even getting creative that makes a massive difference. And then, of course, evaluating your learning to see if it's effective and adventurous. So without further ado, we will just say the alphabet, but we'll look into it into more detail soon after. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. You've probably sussed already that there it is, some color coding. The light blue is the E sound. English people tend to go A, which sounds very English. It's prolonged and it's a wider mouth movement. Just come in a little bit tighter and go E, E. They also use that to call people. E, E. Okay, so A, D, C, D. So I'm just going to do the light blue ones. B, C, D, G, B, T, V, W. Which is interesting because those all sound the same. And if you associate these two, you have I, J, and Y. Those all sound the same together. So you've got some nice color coding there. We will look at the sounds in a lot more detail. There's no need to go slowly on this page. So we're going to look at some difficult sounds first and look at the G and the J. With English causes me problems even now. It's hard work. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and there we are with the same sound. And we have a hook word, we need a hook word. And I think of this word every time I'm writing or listening, and it makes my thinking and my application much faster. My hook word is manger. At the start of some words, it's ge, as in gant, which means glove. But here, think of it as je, G, A, B, B, C, D, G. So keep it like that. So if someone's spelling something out and they say j'ai, think, manger, that's got a G in it. And this one, the same sound is another hook word. I've made j'y vais. J'y vais means I'll go. J'y vais, I'm going, j'y vais. Literally there, I'm going there. So j'y vais, commonly used little phrase. And I've picked j'y vais because this also is the E sound. And the E and the G visually, nice and easy to remember because they're so close in shape. E and G sound the same. You have the two little dots in the same shape, so I put them in orange there. And my hook word or hook phrase is j'y vais. And this is the neat little trick I have. How do you remember it's E and G? Well, they're together in the alphabet. They look the same. They sound the same. And I also say EG is easy. EG is easy. Oh, how easy is that? So simple as that one. So the next two letters that English people find difficult are the letters I and Y. Put them together because it's E and Y, which is the Greek I. So they're both the same sound, E and E. We would say E, the double E sound. And my hook words are bicyclette, because it's the two sounds in there, une bicyclette, and j'y vais. J'y vais, again, this little phrase, I go there, I'm going there, or I'm going. So E and Y. The letter R. Don't we love this one? Now, it's not as hard as you think. I'm just going to grab a pink pen here. The letter sounds like air, air. You don't have to rattle your throat like you're rattling a cage. You don't have to do that as much as the French. I mean, to be really, really French, you don't have to be gargling all the time. You are not expected to be perfect in your French accent straight away. However, for those of us who try, I found that this helps. Put a pencil or a pen sideways between your teeth to try it. So in English, we try it at the front of the mouth and we say r, r. And that's fine. If you say a word like robinet, you'll be understood. It's not a big deal. However, some of us try to sound French, and this will help. R, r, r. By putting the pen there, it stops your tongue coming forwards, because when you say r in English, your lips come forward and they're small, but the French r, your mouth is wider and it's coming from the back. So it's very difficult to say it the English way. So that will guide you slightly towards the back of your throat, that little bit more. R. And here's a word for a hook. This is a robinet, a faucet, a tap, a robinet. Now, every time you go to the tap, say the word robinet until it comes much more naturally. Don't beat yourself up if you're not perfect. We're English. We're making a big difference to our pronunciation already. Now we're going to do the whole alphabet and look at some ways of remembering them. So here we go. A comme avion. A as in aha. B comme balai. Je balaye. Je balaye tous les jours. Je n'aime pas balayer. C comme cadeau. It's a soft C. C comme cadeau. This one, I played around with my colors because I liked the sound of the C cedilla has got some kind of connection with the letter S, even visually. So it's a hard C, like the letter S. C comme ça va. C comme ça va. D comme dauphin. E comme éléphant. E comme éléphant. Now use your body. You take your arm straight across as if it was a square from corner to corner. Use your body to remember the accent aigu. That's the E acute. My hook words are téléphone and éléphant. It goes up the sound goes up as well. The accent goes up. Éléphant. Now the other E is the one that goes down. I always joke here, lift your elbow up and you have air in there, air, because this one is an air sound. Air, comme élève, élève. Use your body to remember the accent grave. Now you're going down with your hand from this corner down. My hook word is élève. Élève, if you're going to use two. Élève. Up for the accent aigu and down for the accent grave. Élève. Even your voice, never mind the physical, goes up and then down. Make the sound, make the movement, look at the letters in your mind. Élève. F comme français. G comme dans manger. So if you think j, comme g, grenouille. I deliberately chose grenouille because we do find it difficult to say. Grenouille. Take it slowly, I may as well help here. Grenouille. So why don't you actually have a good go at writing some of the words you find difficult to pronounce? H comme haricot vert doesn't exist. It's muet, which means silent. Actually, it means dumb, but if you say silent, it's as if it's got a mouth to choose to be silent or loud. So we use the word muet in French. So H comme haricot vert, haricot vert. I comme il, which we mentioned before. It's that E sound, il, and épice. Now, as English people, we want spices, we want the I sound, and we need to remember our hook words, épice, spices, spice, épice. See, I'm hesitating. I'm English every time, and my hook is j'y vais. Okay, J comme j'y vais. It's our hook phrase. Teeth together, mobile phone vibration. Same as manger. J'y vais. EG is easy. I'm visualizing. EG. J. K comme kayak. L comme lait. Délicieux. M comme mouton. N comme nez. Nez. M comme nez. O comme orange. Now, easy in English to be going oh, but it's orange, more like the proper O as in the O sound. It's orange. And I've stood there listening to the French speaking and I can hear them saying oh, much more O than O as we would in English. Orange. P comme pipe, less air in the English. No big P. You don't want to be popping your lips. Very gentle, soft P. P comme pipe. Pipe. Q comme que, like the English K sound, the kicking K, as some of us learnt. Que, as in Q. R, R comme robinet. Comme robinet. You see, we'd be tempted to say robinet, but it's the O, as we just learned. O, so it's robinet. Robinet. There it is. Every time, remember the O. S comme serpent. T comme Tour Eiffel. Much softer than the English T. No big T, not at all. Just put your tongue a little further forwards towards your two front teeth. T, T, instead of T, which is just further back. Less air thrust. T. U comme un and une. Quite different. Now, the feminine lengthens the vowel sound in the words. So you will have un, and the same with the color brown. If something is masculine is brown, you will say brun. And if it's feminine, it will be brune, it's much longer. And the E makes the sound much longer. V comme vin, couldn't resist. Yes, this is a picnic we had in the mountains. It was beautiful. Note the letter E is combined with N here, so that it's not E at all anymore. We have a combo and it's the nasal sound N. Vin, 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 vin. W comme wagon. Now the actual W sound is made by the letters OU, O-U, as in oui and west. So that's the letter W that we know as W. But in French, the letter W is the same as the letter V, which is why it's double V. So you have wagon. X comme dans dixième, more like an S, dixième, sixième, dixième, 26e, Y, which we looked at earlier. Now, how to remember Y? Well, you have stylo, and this is my hook word, definitely, and stylo. Every time you pick up a pen, say stylo, because when you look at that, you are trained as English people to say stylo. And when you're reading, you're going to be stuck in your English brain, and you have to flip it by having hook words to remind you it's different. Even if it takes time and you're going through the process, do it. Go all the way through the process. Zo and zo, no difference there for z. And the application is the big thing. You've got to practice making up sentences with these words and these letters. So if you want to practice a certain letter or a certain sound, just play with it, get creative, get adventurous, which is why I say it needs to be effective and adventurous learning, because then it gets rewarding. Knowledge in your head, like knowing the alphabet, is no good. How many people say, yes, I know the alphabet, and have dropped off learning this, or halfway through thinking, I know the alphabet, and then they're not pronouncing French very well, or they're finding difficulties understanding what other people are saying, because they're not associating the sounds they're hearing with the actual sounds that they could be seeing as they're learning the alphabet. And the two do go together. So you won't expand your knowledge if you're not adventurous and if you're not learning effectively. Now, for the alphabet, it means finding the sounds, the hardest sounds for you, and learn them by associating them to a picture or a movement or a sound like élève, éléphant, ou éléphant, téléphone. You want to be able to see the letter in your head, be able to see it in French, say it in French. See, say, feel, move, any of your senses that you can use to learn the sounds will help you learn. And most of all, enjoy your learning. If you're not enjoying it, you need to evaluate very carefully and think there has to be another way. Now, this is just a tiny snippet of my new accelerator course, and that's a course to get you to learn French easily in your spare time, either from scratch or to get back into speaking French again. But basically, Simply French Online also has regular conversation classes, and we meet every single week to practice French so we can speak French confidently. But for free, grab my 4 big steps to speaking French confidently. Head over to simplyfrenchonline.com for my free masterclass. There's always going to be somebody who has struggled with their French and would dearly, dearly love to have some help, even with the basics. And they're always saying, oh, if only I could just go through the basics and kind of get it in a different way. That is my plan, and I would love to help that person too. So if it's useful, let me know. So, merci tout le monde. Au revoir.